What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and Merry Christmas to everyone, or belated Merry Christmas depending on where you live. Anyway, hope you guys had a somewhat meaningful Christmas.
Oh my god, what the f***?
And before ending 2017, I'm gonna do a roundup of the best value hardware right now. So of course, Christmas money, New Year's money, 13th month pay, what else? So I put together a list, in my opinion, the best value hardware right now for your money. So processors, monitors, keyboards, mice, headsets, and headphones, and speakers. Now I did not include graphics cards. Reason being is that if you're gonna buy a graphics card right now, then go for Nvidia. Doesn't matter if you're an AMD fanboy, go for Nvidia. Right now at least, or maybe you can wait until early 2018 for graphics card prices to settle down, and Nvidia Volta is just around the corner, not this one. And lastly, the prices I'm gonna mention is like the average price for that specific part. So depending on where you can buy them, you may be able to get these parts for a bit of a lower or higher price. Okay, so let's start off with the processor. So I listed 4 of the best value processors right now in the market to accommodate people with different budgets. And of course, if you guys want to see benchmarks for said processors, then I'll leave the links in the description below. So number 1 is the Intel Pentium G4560, which is probably the best budget processor right now in the market at 3,600 pesos. Pretty much the best choice if you're building a budget gaming, office, or home PC with 2 cores and 4 threads. But of course, don't expect to be doing heavy tasks such as video editing smoothly. I mean, you can, but not really ideal. Number 2 is the Ryzen 3 1200 for 5,700 pesos, which is definitely a great value considering you overclock it, as out-of-the-box performance of the 1200 isn't great. So overclock it to 3.6 to 4 GHz, then you'll have solid performance, about the same performance as a Kaby Lake i5 for almost half the price. So you have 4 cores, 4 threads. Number 3 is the Ryzen 5 1600, which in my opinion and a lot of PC enthusiasts is the best value processor right now in the market for 11,500. And the same with the 1200, overclock it to get the most out of it. So you have 6 cores, 12 threads. And number 4 is the Intel i7 8700K, which is a killer processor. For me, it's just a great processor for both work and play for 21,000 pesos, and is probably the best processor right now for gaming. Now again, all my recommendations are subjective, and some or most of you may say that the Ryzen 7 1700 should get this spot for 17,000 pesos. But if you're a professional and doesn't really game a lot or at all, then go for the 1700, as the Ryzen 7 processors are better suited for professional or multi-threaded work. But of course, if you want a processor for the best gaming performance and also for professional work, then I would push you towards the 8700K. That's it. And so moving on to monitors. Now for me, the definition of a good value monitor is having a good quality panel, so good color gamut and accuracy, having at least a 60Hz refresh rate, which I guess is like the norm for most monitors right now in the market. At most a 5 millisecond response time, at least 22 inches, and at least has a native resolution of 1920 by 1080, so a good balance between work and play. So number 1 is the BenQ GW2270H for 5,700 pesos, which is a really solid value monitor. Now overall, this is pretty much a complete package, decent size, 1080p 60Hz 5 millisecond VA panel, and good color accuracy. Number 2 is the Asus VZ249H for 10,000 pesos. Now if you want a bigger monitor at 24 inches with just an overall better IPS panel, then go for this. Number 3 is the MSI G24C, which in my opinion is the best value gaming monitor right now for 15,000 pesos. 24 inches, 1080p, 144Hz refresh rate, 1 millisecond response time, curved LCD, and a really good color accurate panel. I mean, this monitor just screams gaming and it bangs your buck. Now this does have FreeSync, but if you already have an Nvidia card, then you don't really need to buy an AMD card because it already has a 144Hz refresh rate. So you'll have a buttery smooth gaming experience either way. And number 4 is the BenQ PD2700Q for 22,000 pesos, and is probably the best value monitor right now for professionals. 27 inches Quad HD Technicolor certified IPS panel. Take note that you are buying this for color accurate work and not for gaming. Now for the keyboard, mouse, headset, headphones, and speakers, I only choose one model for each for the best value. So while they're not really expensive, I think you should invest in quality peripherals and not cheap out and maybe buy one every month or every year. For the keyboard, we have the Techwear Phantom RGB full mechanical keyboard for 2,100 pesos. So you have a really sleek looking and color neutral mechanical keyboard. You can choose from Ultima blues, browns, and reds. So I recommend going for a brown or red switch if it's your first time buying a mechanical keyboard. And of course, if you want to try out other switches, then you can always remove the switches and replace them with other switches. For the mouse, we have the Rakiano for 1,200 pesos. So I'll leave the link in the description if you want to see my full review of this, but basically the best value mouse right now for me. Now I chose one pair of headset for gaming and one pair of headphones for professional work. For the headset, we have the Kingston HyperX Cloud Stinger for 2,000 pesos. And for the headphones, we have the AKG K92. Now at Amazon, this costs around $50 to $60, and for some reason I couldn't find an exact price here in the Philippines. But if you can pick this up for around 3,000 pesos, then this is an amazing pair of headphones for the price. And lastly, for the speakers, we have the Edifier M1386 for 2,300 pesos. So that's been it. I hope this helped you guys out, and of course, if you guys have any questions, just leave them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. So leave a like, and if this is your first time to the channel, then consider subscribing. As always, bookmark and use my Lazada affiliate link when buying at Lazada, and donate to my Patreon if you guys don't mind to support the channel. And lastly, follow me on Twitter for updates and announcements. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.